Hi guys, I'm John Ray Pacturanan and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this time, ang pag-uusapan naman natin is the analysis of restrained beams. So ano ba yung restrained beams and paano ba natin isosolve yung reaction and ipe-perform ang structural analysis ng mga ganong types of beam. So by definition, ang restrained or informal term, ang tawag natin doon ay doubly restrained beam is a type of beam that has fixed support on both ends of the beam. So as you can see in the figure below, itong ating beam ay parehas fixed sa tigduluhan. So usually, it is considered as a statically indeterminate beam to the second degree. Thus, the beam has two redundant reactions. So again, we can check if tama yan. So using our equation na R is less than, equal, or greater than 2m. But take note, since beam ang pinag-uusapan natin, ang i-consider lang naman natin ay yung vertical reaction saka yung moment reaction on both ends. So therefore, ang total number of reactions natin class ay 4. At the same time, we only have one beam na i-consider. So therefore 4, so less than, equal, greater than 2 times 1. So obviously 4 is greater than 2. So pwede natin tong i-consider as statically indeterminate. Okay? So to determine the degree of indeterminacy of this beam, so syempre ang gagawin mo na lang, simple subtraction na 4 minus 2 or simply second degree. So tama na statically indeterminate to the second degree ang ating beam. So meron ako ditong prepare na dalawang examples. So yung una, ito yung isosolve ko for this lecture video. And yung pangalawang example naman, isosolve ko siya after nitong video na to. Okay? So sige, simulan na natin yung discussion. So according to this example number 4 na nakikita nyo sa inyong screen, a restrained beam is loaded as shown below. Assume that the beam is homogeneous and prismatic. Again, pag sinabi natin na ang beam ay homogeneous and prismatic, it means that the beam has constant flexural rigidity all throughout the span. So hindi tayo mahihirapan sa analysis dito. Lalo na ang ating beam ay ay uniformly distributed load yung kanyang loading. So, ano ba yung mga tanong dito? Letter A, what is the vertical reaction at B? Letter B, what is the moment reaction at B? Letter C, what is the vertical reaction at A? Letter D, what is the moment reaction at A? Tapos, if the shear and moment diagram of the beam is drawn, letter E, what is the maximum shear of the beam? Letter F, what is the maximum positive moment of the beam? And letter G, what is the maximum negative moment of the beam? So, punta tayo sa OneNote, tapos subukan na natin siyang isolve. Okay? So, i-paste ko lang yung mismong question. So, ito na yung ating example number 4. At the same time, isama na rin natin yung mga tanong. Sige, sulat na natin solution. So katulad doon sa unang example class na present ko for the prop beam, susubukan ko munang isolve itong ating beam using the three methods: the double integration, the moment area, and the conjugate beam method. Kaya lang, since dalawa ang redundants dito, magkakaroon tayo dito ng two equations, two unknown. Okay? So kapag drawing natin yung beam na 6 meters tapos loaded din siya ng 45 kN per meter na distributed load. So drawing ko siya. Tama ba? 6 meters na to. So para hindi kayo malito, imagine niyo na lang yung grid na nakikita nyo, ang scale ko dyan ay 0.5 meter. So usually itong mga drawing ko ay naka-scaled yan. So loading 45 kN per meter. Lagay natin yung dimension na 6 meters. At the same time, the points are A and B. So, of course, the reaction, RA, and the moment reaction, MA. At the same time, yung reaction RB natin and moment reaction, MB. So, gagamitin ko tatlong methods. Una, using the double integration method. So, using the DIM. So, ang gagawin mo, ikakat mo class yung ating section, maybe somewhere here, no? So, ito. Dito natin siya ikakat. Tama ba? Yes, tama siya. Wait lang ah. Basta anywhere in the span, pwede kang mag-cut. Sabihin na natin na nandito. Okay? Tapos, isa-set mo to as X. So, therefore, drawing natin yan. Sabihin na natin na ito yung nakat na bahagi. Tapos, yung ating distributed load na 45 kN per meter. So, 45 kN per meter. Ilagay ko yung mga reactions natin na RA at the same time yung moment at A. So, ito yung iseset natin as point A. Ito yung iseset na point X. And yung distance dito ay X. So, ang unang step natin kapag double integration method is of course, kailangan natin i-establish yung moment function. Okay? So, taking summation moment at X equals 0, it means clockwise moment equals counterclockwise moment. By the way, erase ko na muna to para hindi na nakakalito. So, considering point X dito sa cut natin, guys, ang clockwise moment lang natin actually ay isa lang, yung RA lang, di ba? So, that will be equal to yung RA, ang distance niya ay X, the rest, counterclockwise na siya. That is equal to MA, tapos, yung 45 kN, yung kanyang length ay X, and syempre, yung centroid ay X over 2, kasi nandito siya. Yan yung center of gravity. Plus yung moment function natin. So therefore, pag sinimplify natin to, ang moment natin that will be equal to RAX minus MA and minus 45 over 2x squared. So ayan na, meron na tayong moment function. After nito, ready na tayong mag-double integration. So una, syempre, EI y double prime. So isulat mo yung mismong moment function. So that will be RAX. Tapos, minus MA, kung maalala nyo, since this is a moment, ilalagay ko muna dito na x raised to 0. Diba? Usually, kapag DIM, nag-x raised to 0 tayo. Pero, alam nyo naman na later on, makakancel out din naman yan kasi dalawang beses yung process of integration nga natin. So, minus 45 over 2x squared. So, for the first integration, ang mahahanap nyo ay EIY prime, so that will be RA, tapos x squared over 2. Minus MA, then times x, minus 45 over 2, then x cubed over 3. Remind ko lang kayo na kapag nag-i-integrate kayo, do not forget the arbitrary constant c sub 1. Okay? So, pag sinimplify natin to, magiging 1/2 RA x squared minus MAX, no? Then, minus 15 over 2 x cubed plus c sub 1. Ayan, na-simplify na natin, class, yung unang integration. So, therefore, i-follow up na natin yung second integration, magiging EIY. So, yung 1/2 RA, this time, magiging x cubed over 3 na siya. Then, minus MA, this time, x squared over 2. Then, minus 15 over 2. This will be x to the 4th over 4. Then, of course, plus c sub 1x plus c sub 2. So, kapag in-arrange natin to, magiging 1 over 6 RA x cubed minus 1/2 MA x squared minus 15 over 8 x to the 4th power plus c sub 1x plus c sub 2. So, ayan, natapos na natin yung ating dalawang integration. So, di ba, meron tayong dalawang arbitrary constants, c sub 1 and c sub 2. And para ma-solve natin yon, kailangan natin ng boundary conditions. So, usually, sa mga statically determinate structures, meron lang tayong dalawang boundary conditions. Pero, kapag indeterminate, more than 2. Sa case natin, apat dahil doble restrained beam. So ano yung apat na yon? So usually since parehas sila fixed support, at point A, which is x is equal to 0, pwede nating sabihin na at x equals 0, yung slope ng ating elastic curve ay 0 din. So y prime equals 0. And at x equals to 0, yung mismong deflection natin ay equal to 0, so y equals 0. The same thing ang pwedeng mangyari sa point B kasi yung point B natin is fixed support as well. Kaya lang at point B, isa-set natin na yung value ng x ay 6. Okay? So at x equals to 6, y prime equals to 0, and at x equals to 6, y is equal to 0. So yung unang dalawa dito guys, gagamitin natin para mahanap yung ating boundary conditions. Okay? So ito, halimbawa sa point A, gagamitin natin to solve C sub 1 and C sub 2. And ito naman, gagamitin natin to para isolve natin yung RA and MA. Okay? So sige, simulan natin isolve yung C sub 1 and C sub 2. Sige, solve for C sub 1 and C sub 2. So yun na nga, ilagay natin na at x is equal to 0, y prime equals 0. Yun yung nasa point A, di ba? So ito ang gagamitin nating equation. So EI, syempre ang y prime is 0, EI is 0 equals 1/2 ng RA tapos 0 squared minus MA times 0, then minus 15 over 2 times 0 cube plus C sub 1. So therefore, kung i-observe mo, lahat din lang naman yan maka-cancelled out. So pwede na natin ditong i-conclude na yung value ng C sub 1 natin ay equal sa 0. So the same thing will happen kapag sinet na natin yung another boundary condition at x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. So since this is the deflection, ito na yung gagamitin natin. So therefore, ang magiging solution natin ay EI0, that is 1 over 6 RA ng 0 cube minus 1/2 MA ng 0 squared minus 15 over 8 ng 0 fourth, 0 to the fourth, plus C sub 1, 0, plus C sub 2. And again, maka-cancel out din naman sila, kaya ang magiging value ng C sub 2 natin ay equal din sa 0. So ayan, na-solve na natin na C sub 1 and C sub 2 are both equal to 0. So after natin nitong ma-solve, of course, gagamitin natin yung another set of boundary conditions para ma-solve natin yung MA saka yung RA. Okay? So solve for the reaction at A and yung moment at A. So yung una kong gagamitin na condition is at x is equal to 6, y prime is equal to 0. So ito na siya. So gamitin mo ulit ito. Kaya lang, syempre since y prime equals 0, EI 0 is equal to, dito na tayo tututok. Ito. Kasi ito yung na-derive natin na EI y prime. But do not forget na yung x natin sa pagkakataong ito ay equal na sa 6. So therefore, that will be 1/2 ng RA, tapos 6 squared, then sige pa, minus MA, then times 6, minus, tama ba? Yes, 15 over 2 ng x cube. Lagay natin siya as 15 over 2 ng x cube, which is 6 cube. Supposed to be, may C sub 1 pa dito na i-consider, but of course, alam nyo naman na C sub 1 is equal to 0, so okay na yan. So, kapag sinimplify natin to, ang kalalabasan, 0 is equal to 1/2 ng 6 squared is 18 RA minus 6 MA. Tama ba? Check ko lang 1/2 ng 6 squared. Ang sagot is 18. Tapos 6 MA, then 15 over 2 ng 6 cube. So, ang sagot natin ay 1620 minus 1620. Or, para maging equation siya, ang kalalabasan ay 18RA minus 6MA is equal to 1620. So, ito na ang ating equation number 1. So as I said, usually 2 equation, 2 unknown ang masosolve mo dito. So next tayo, at x is equal to 6, di ba, y is equal to 0. So this time, ito na yung gagamitin natin. But do not forget that c sub 1 and c sub 2 are both equal to 0. So therefore, wala na tayong problema doon. I-substitute mo lang as ei 0 is equal to, ito siya, 1 over 6 rax cube. So 1 over 6 ra, tapos 6 cube minus 1 half ma 6 squared. Tama ba? Tama ba, no? 1 half max squared minus 15 over 8 x to the fourth minus 15 over 8, 6 to the fourth. And ulitin ko lang yung sinabi ko, c sub 1 and c sub 2 are equal to 0. So therefore, makakancelled out din lang naman itong ei 0. So 0 is equal to, pag kinompute natin ito, that will be 1 over 6 ng 6 cube. Tama ba? Yes. So 36 ra, 36 ra minus 1 half ng 6 squared. So, ilan siya? 18. 18 MA, then minus 15 over 8, 15 over 8 ng 6 to the fourth. So, ang magiging sagot natin ay 2430. Sige? Or, pag in-arrange natin ito para maging second equation, so sige, arrange natin siya as equation 2, 36 RA minus 18 MA equals 2,430. So, set mo lang to as equation number 2. So, we have 2 equations, 2 unknowns ang hinahanap natin. So, pag sinolve natin yung dalawang equation na yan, mahahanap mo na yung RA and MA respectively. So, solve for RA and MA respectively. Ang mangyayari dito, bahala ka nang mag-explore sa calculator mo, pero yung nakikita nyo sa screen nyo na calculator ko na emulator, syempre may equation solver siya. So I assume na yung ginagamit nyo rin na calculator ay capable na mag-solve ng 2 equations, 2 unknowns. So for equation 1, that will be 18, negative 6, then 1, 6, 20. Tapos for equation number 2 naman, that will be 36, negative 18, tapos 2430. So, yung ating RA will be 135 kilonewton, di ba? RA is 135 kilonewton. On the other hand, yung MA natin is equal to 135 kilonewton meter din as well. 135 kilonewton meter. So ayan, naipakita ko na sa inyo kung paano natin siya isosolve using the double integration method. Kaya lang, ulitin ko, may bias ako dito sa pag-solve. Usually, ang favorite ko ditong method is either the moment area method or the conjugate beam method. Kasi naman, napakaraming equations na ipoproduce mo using DIM, right? So, isolve natin ito using the moment area method. So, by moment area method, i-drawing natin yung magiging moment diagram by parts niya. Parang ang laki na nitong beam, no? Paliitin lang natin. Ayan. So, parehas naman fixed, no? Tapos, drawing natin, meron tayo ditong gagamitin na RA at the same time dito yung ating RB. And likewise, ito yung moment at B and ito din yung moment at A. Sige, ilagay natin dito yung ating uniform load na 45 kilonewton per meter. Ito siya. kilonewton per meter, and the length of the span or the span nga is 6 meters. So, moment diagram by parts ang gagawin natin. So, ang fixity, isa-set ko siya class sa point B. Pero di ba nga, katulad ng nasabi ko sa mga previous videos, may freedom ka to choose which part or which fixity ang prefer mo. Pero for this discussion, dito ko sa point B. So ang i-consider natin ay yung RA, yung MA, tapos itong 45. So ngayon, drawing ko muna yung RA. Ang distance niya ay 6 meters. So ito yung magiging itsura niya, 6 RA. And since galing siya sa concentrated load, ang magiging degree nitong kurbadang to ay first degree. Tapos, may moment A tayo, and since concentrated moment yan, magiging rectangle siya. Sige. Rectangle, drawing natin. Then, ito na siya. And ilagay mo lang as MA. Lastly, itong ating distributed load. So, ang kanyang mapuproduce is a second degree or the spandrel of parabola. Sige, so lagay natin na second degree curve na to. Tapos, ang kanyang magiging magnitude ay, ilan ang magiging magnitude? Kung sinet natin yung fixity at B, so this is point A and this is point B. Yung magnitude niya ay equal sa 45 times 6 and syempre, yung centroid niya ay 3 meters from point B, so 1/2 ng 6, no? So 810. So lagay mo na lang siya as 810. Ngayon, ang gagamitin natin dito class na equation for the moment area ay dalawa. So pwedeng isulat ko na yung pwede nyong gamitin. Yung AI, deviation ng A with respect sa B is equal to 0. Diba? Bakit? Bakit ganyan, no? Yung EI, deviation ng A with respect sa B is equal to 0. Kasi diba, parehas naman sila fixed support and parehas yung slope nila ay 0. Pwede to class mabaliktad sa pagkakataong ito. Pwedeng yung EI, deviation ng B with respect to A is equal to 0. So, either of the two ang pwede mong gamitin dahil parehas nga sila fixed support. On the other hand, yung area sa gitna ng A and B dapat equal sa 0 or yung area nga sa gitna ni B to A ay equal sa 0. Ulitin ko, pwedeng ang gamitin mo sa pagkakataong ito ay this one or pwedeng yung kabila. Pero simula dito sa example na ito hanggang doon sa next example for the restraint beam, ito na lang ang gagamitin mo. But if you like to use this one, wala namang problema kasi pare-parehas din naman guys ang makukuha niyang sagot. Ganun naman talagang mangyayari, di ba? Whatever method you prefer, dapat pare-parehas ang makuha mo. Kasi hindi naman yan inimbento out of nowhere ang mga methods na yan. So sige, gamitin natin ito. Kasi pag ginamit nyo to, mahanap nyo yung equation 1. By the way, EI ito, no? Pag ginamit nyo to, may equation 1 ka. Pag ginamit mo to, may equation 2 ka. Dahil ang unknown natin ay both RA and MA. Okay? So yung equation 1, lagay ko lang as yung EI, deviation ng A with respect sa B is equal to 0. So yung point A nandito, yung point B nandito. So I assume alam nyo na yung ibig sabihin ng EI deviation of A with respect sa B. That is simply equal to area sa gitna ni AB multiplied by the centroidal distance of every area sa point A. Di ba? So yung point A naman is nandito. So gawin na natin yon. Isa lang naman ang positive area, yung first degree. So that will be 1 over or 1/2 ang ating base ay 6. Ang height ay 6 RA. At the same time, yung kanyang center of gravity is located here and that is considering point A 2/3 ng 6. Then the rest, negative na siya. So 6 MA kasi rectangle na ito. So 6 MA and yung kanyang center of gravity ay 1/2 ng 6. That is located here. And for the spandrel of the parabola, minus 1/3. Ang kanyang base ay 6. Ang kanyang height ay 810. Diba? And syempre, yung kanyang center of gravity ay 3/4 ng 6 kasi that is located here. Tingnan nyo naman, point A ang pinag-uusapan natin. This is 3/4 of 6 and dapat i-equate natin to as 0. So kapag kinompute natin yung mga variables, 1/2 ng 6, ng mga coefficient, 1/2 ng 6 tapos ng 6, tapos 2/3 ng 6. Ang lalabas dito ay 72. Tama ba? 72 RA. 72 RA. Check ko din siya, no? Yes, 72 talaga siya. Then, minus yung moment A natin, magiging 18 MA. So, lastly, ililipat ko na lang siya sa kabila. Kaya ilalagay ko na lang to guys as equal sign. So, this will be 1/3 of 6,810 tapos 3/4 ng 6. So, ang sagot natin ay 7,290. Next, using equation 2 naman, this time kapag equation 2 ang gagamitin natin, yung EI, area, sa gitna ni A and B is 0. So literal lang, nakokomputin lang natin yung area, wala nang centroid na pag-uusapan. So that will be 1/2 ng 6, tapos 6 RA, and of course, yun lang naman ang ating positive, the rest na area ay negative. Halimbawa, ang MA, multiply din natin ng 6 kasi di ba tingnan nyo, MA times 6 lang naman siya. And lastly, for the spandrel of the parabola, 1/3 lang ng 6 tapos 810. So that will be equal to 0. Again, pag isimplify natin to, ang magiging result ay 18 RA, tama ba no? 18 RA siya, minus 6 MA. So pag nilipat natin yon, 1/3 ng 6 tapos 810. Ang lalabas ay 1620. So 1620. Ito na, meron na tayong 2 equations, 2 unknown. So this is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. Again, gamitin mo na lang yung ating calculator to solve those 2 equations. Okay? Solve for RA and MA using equation 1 and 2. So, mahahanap natin na yung value ng RA natin and yung value ng MAI. So, mode 5, 1, that is equal to 72, negative 18, 7,290. Tapos, for the second one, 18, negative 6, 1620. So, yun. Ang RA natin ay 135 kilonewton and ang MA natin ay 135 kilonewton meter. So dalawang methods na ang prinesent ko sa inyo and parehas tig 135 ang nakukuha. So I hope wala nang doubt sa paggamit ng method na gagamitin nyo for your future analysis. Pero still, meron pa tayong pangatlong method na kailangan i-present using the conjugate beam method. Sige, mag-conjugate beam naman tayo. Well, wala namang pinagkaiba yung moment area method saka yung conjugate beam kasi kung ano yung na-drawing natin na moment diagram by parts, yun din naman yung gagamitin natin sa conjugate beam. Kaya lang, syempre, yung area sa taas magiging upward distributed load tapos yung area sa baba, that will be the downward distributed load. Okay? So, sige, pakita ko na lang sa inyo kung ano yung magiging solution natin for conjugate beam method. So halimbawa, meron tayong real beam na restrained beam. Sulat na lang natin siya as real beam. And ilagay natin yung mismong load na 45 kilonewton. Diba? So ito siya. Take 45 kilonewton per meter, sorry. So 45 kilonewton per meter. And do not forget to place the reactions RA, tapos RB, and the end moments MA, then MB. Yung ating length ay 6 meters. Kapag drawing natin yung conjugate beam, ang mangyayari dito is magiging unstable siya. Ulitin ko, sa conjugate beam method, kung ang original na beam ay statically determinate, syempre pagdating sa conjugate beam, statically determinate din siya. Pero kapag yung original beam natin ay statically indeterminate, pagdating naman sa conjugate beam, magiging unstable siya. So, for conjugate beam, ang mangyayari, wala na siyang support. Bakit? Kasi 'di ba, kung fixed dito sa both ends, pagdating sa conjugate beam, dapat maging free siya. And since walang support, malamang unstable na rin talaga siya. I-copy ko lang yung ating moment diagram by parts from the moment area method. So yung una, this is 6RA. So sige, drawing natin siya as 6RA. And this will be an upward force kasi nasa taas siya. So, lagay ko lang pala na point A dito, tapos point B. So, 6RA. Tapos, meron tayong moment na MA. Drawing din natin yung MA na yon. Pero pababa na siya. Ayan. So, yung kanyang magnitude ay MA. And lastly, do not forget the spandrel of the parabola. 810 yung kanyang magiging height. Drawing lang natin. Lagay ko pala yung degree as first degree, second degree. And ito, 810. So, ito na yung ating conjugate beam. So, this time, gagamitin natin yung dalawang equations of equilibrium para sa conjugate beam. So, usually, ang magiging kalalabasan ulit nito, two equations, two unknown. So, yung una, lagay ko dito na consider conjugate beam. Yung unang magiging process natin, summation forces vertical equals 0. So, up equals down. So, yung upward force natin is itong triangle and itong natitirang dalawa ay mga downward force. Kaya 1/2 ng yung base ay 6 tapos 6RA. Yung downward forces natin ay 6MA. Then, syempre, for the spandrel of parabola, 1/3 ng 6 tapos 810. So, pag inayos natin to, for instance, itong 1/2 times 6 times 6, pwede natin to class magawa as 18RA, di ba? Tapos, transpose mo lang itong 6MA, so minus 6MA. Ang magiging final answer ay, balik tayo sa mode 1, 1/3 ng 6 ng 810. So, ang sagot ay 1620. So, 1620. So, ito na yung ating equation number 1. So, yung sunod is summation moment equals 0. Bahala ka na lang kung saan mo gustong mag-moment, summation moment at A or summation moment at B. Siguro ako, summation moment at A ako equals 0. Clockwise moment equals counterclockwise. Pero i-emphasize ko yon, or you can use summation moment at B equals 0. Kahit alin sa dalawa, pwede mong gamitin. Okay? So, kapag nag-take ka na ng moment at A, ang gagawin mo na is, unahin ko muna yung clockwise moment. Actually, dalawa ang clockwise moment natin. Yung 6MA, yung moment arm niya ay kalahati ng 6. Tapos, yung spandrel na 1/3 ng 6. Tapos, ng 810. Yung moment arm niya, considering point A, syempre, yung center of gravity niya is located here. So, therefore, that is 3/4 ng 6. Tama ba? And that will be equal to, ilan na siya? Itong counterclockwise moment ay 1/2 ng 6. Tapos, 6RA, yung kanyang moment arm, ay 2/3 ng 6. Pag inayos natin to, this will be 18MA. Tapos, dito naman sa kabila, pag kinompute natin siya as 1/3 ng 6, 810, then 3/4 ng 6, Ang sagot ay 7,290 and that will be equal to, sa kanan naman, that is 1/2 of 6 times 6, then 2/3 of 6. Ang sagot ay 72 RA. Or kapag inarrange natin to, ang kalalabasan nito guys ay 72 RA minus 18 MA is equal to 7,290. So, meron na tayong equation number 2. Now, kung i-observe mo, balik tayo sa moment area theorem, actually, yan yung dalawang equations na nakuha natin. So, halos magkapatid lang talaga si moment area saka si conjugate beam method. So, ipakita ko na lang sa inyo kung paano natin isosolve yung equation 1 and 2 using our calculator. So, solve for equations 1 and 2. Ang mahahanap mo, yung RA at the same time yung moment at A, which is parehas din lang naman tong 135. Kasi nga, ulitin ko, kung yung na-derive mong equation ngayon ay parehas lang sa moment area theorem. Okay, so that will be 18, tapos negative 6, 1620, tapos 72, negative 18, o 7290. So, ayan o, tig 135 both answer. So, 135 kilonewton, 135 kilonewton meter. Since nagkasundo na yung tatlong methods natin, na yung RA nga and MA ay 135 kilonewton and 135 kilonewton meter respectively, ang magiging next step na natin is kailangan na nating isolve yung natitirang dalawang reactions, yung RB at the same time yung MB. Pero sa pagkakataong ito, ang gagamitin na lang naman natin ay of course equations of equilibrium na. Kaya na yon. So sige, drawing natin yung original na figure natin. So nandito na siya, parehas fixed support. Tapos 45 kilonewton per meter siya. Okay, so sulat natin dito na RA is equal to 135 kilonewton at the same time yung moment at A is 135 kilonewton meter and 45 kilonewton per meter. This is 6 meters. Kailangan natin is yung RB at the same time yung moment sa B. Sige, summation forces vertical equals 0. That will be up equals down. So, dalawa lang naman yung up, RA and RB. So, that is 135 plus RB. That is equal to, yung downward is 45 times 6. So, pwede na nating sabihin na yung RB natin ay equal sa 135 kilonewtons. Tama ba? Yes, tama. 45 times 6 minus 135. So, ayan, tama. At the same time, summation moment, pwede kang mag-moment sa A, pwede kang mag-moment sa B, bahala ka. So, sige, gawin ko na lang sa A. So, summation, moment at A equals 0. Clockwise moment equals counterclockwise. So, ang clockwise moment natin ay dalawa. So, yung una, itong 45 kilonewton per meter. So, multiply by 6 meter and 1/2 ng 6. Nagkamali lang ako ng nasulat, 1/2 ng 6. So, therefore, ito na siya. At the same time, yung mismong moment at B is a clockwise moment. Yung counterclockwise natin is itong 135 na moment reaction sa A. Consider mo yan, 135. And of course, yung ating RB. Counterclockwise din to. But since yung RB is alam na natin na 135 siya, so parang ang impractical na isulat mo pang RB, no? So dapat 135 times 6 na lang. So mahahanap na natin yung value ng moment at B is equal to, so simply 135 plus 135 times 6, no? Minus 45 times 6 and 1/2 ng 6. So, ang lalabas dito ay 135 kilonewton meter. So, ayan na, na-solve na natin class yung reaction sa RA saka sa RB. So, ang magiging last part ng ating structural analysis is of course i-sketch na natin yung ating shear and moment diagram. So, shear and moment diagram. So, ngayon, ilagay na natin class yung na-obtain na values ng ating mga reaction. So, take note, 6 meters yung length ng ating beam and that is a doubly restrained beam. 45 kilonewton per meter yung distributed load. Lagay lang natin siya. And yung ating reaction, RA equals 135 kilonewton. So as RB. RB equals 135 kilonewton. Yung moments, ganun din. Both MA and MB are 135 kilonewton meter. Tapos, MA equals 135 kilonewton meter. So, notice na kung o-observe nyo guys, yung ating naging reactions, parehas yung RA and RB, parehas yung MA and MB. Well, of course, I am expecting this naman na magiging parehas sila kasi yung ating structure in the first place ay symmetric. So, when we say symmetric, yung support niya ay parehas siya. So, kung parehas simple support, symmetric yon. Tapos, this time, parehas fixed support. And yung loading ay symmetrical din. Okay? So, therefore, parehas talaga yung magiging values ng RA and RB. Tapos, parehas yung MA and MB. Nagkataon lang guys na parehas yung RA and MA. Yan. Nagkataon lang yon. So, ito, halimbawa, pwedeng 500 yung MA, pwedeng 100 yung RA. Pero kung 100 yung RA, dapat 100 din yung RB. And kung 500 ang MA, dapat 500 din yung MB. So, yun yung gusto kong i-point out, no? Nagkataon lang yung MA saka RA na parehas, pero by principle of symmetric structures, dapat yung RA saka yung RB parehas, so as yung MA and MB. So, ready na tayong mag-sketch ng shear diagram nito. Napakadali lang naman nito dahil distributed load siya. Okay? So, sige, drawing natin yung shear diagram. Dahil may 135 na pataas sa point A, nakalimutan ko palang i-label point A ito and point B, and this will be 6 meters. So, drawing natin as 135. Tapos, sa baba, drawing din natin, 135 muna dito. Tapos, may distributed load, kaya 135 minus 45 times 6. So, ang sagot, babagsak siya at negative 135. So, ito siya, negative 135. And dahil may pataas din na 135 sa point B, so by the way, equal sign ito. This is an equal sign. Dahil may pataas din na 135, malamang masasarado yung ating shear diagram. So, ayan, balance siya. And our maximum shear, isulat na natin, is equal to both positive and negative 135 kilonewton. And dahil symmetrical siya, there is no need naman for you to perform ratio and proportion. Parehas na ito, tig 3 meters. So ayan, tapos na tayo sa shear diagram. Para magkaroon na tayo ng finale, i-sketch na rin natin yung ating moment diagram. Okay? So this time, magsisimula tayo sa 135. Pero ito magiging negative siya, di ba? Dahil counterclockwise, magne-negative yan dito. So therefore, drawing natin ito as negative 135. Then after nito, i-consider natin yung area dito sa my shear diagram. So negative 135 plus 1/2 ng 3 and 135, ang lalabas ay 67.5. So, pag in-sketch mo, magiging ganito siya, 67.5. And ito na yung ating maximum positive moment. Then, after nito, another triangle minus 1/2 ng 3 and 135. So, ang lalabas doon ay negative 135. So, bagsak ulit dito, negative 135. And of course, kung titingnan nyo, may clockwise na 135 sa B, malamang masasarado ulit yung ating moment diagram. So even in our shear and moment diagram, symmetrical pa din yung kanyang itsura. Okay? So therefore, pwede na natin i-consider na yung maximum positive moment ay 67.5 kilonewton meter and yung maximum negative moment is negative 135 kilonewton meter. So tapos na tayo sa structural analysis. All we need to do na lang is to provide the summary of our analysis. So to summarize, ano ba yung unang tanong? For letter A, what is the vertical reaction at A? And that is 135 kilonewton, di ba? Nandito siya. For letter B, what is the moment reaction at A? So moment at A natin is equal to 135 kilonewton meter. For letter C, what is the vertical reaction at B? 135 kilonewton ulit yon. For letter D, what is the moment reaction at B? 135 kilonewton meter. For letter E, ang tinatanong is the maximum shear. Parehas kasi yung absolute value ni positive and negative shear. So therefore, I indicate this as plus or minus 135 kilonewton. For letter F, balikan natin. What is the maximum positive moment of the beam? So the maximum positive moment of the beam is 67.5 kilonewton meter. And lastly, for letter G, ang tinatanong is the maximum negative moment of the beam, negative 135 kilonewton meter. So ito na yung summary guys ng ating analysis. So dito na natatapos itong example number 4. So thank you so much for watching and I hope may natutunan kayo. So bye-bye!